guys? Today let's take a look at Sexyice Zatard Hound. I actually got this figure I think around a week ago, but I broke mine while I was handling it because some of the joints are just really tight. So be careful and pay attention to how I move the joint in the articulation section, okay? So yeah, this is the mechanical dog figure from Sexyice, which I'll be completely honest, I got this figure just to pair it with their Eliminator and Smasher because I am neither a dog person or someone collect a lot of animal figures. So I don't really have too much experience in those regards, but I'll try my best to showcase this figure as much as I can. All right, let's take a look at the figure. So this figure is actually like really small, as you might imagine. Like, look at it, it's just sit on the palm of my hand. It's not a very big figure. So let's zoom in and take a look at it. It is painted. It has sort of a dark gunmetal paint, and the silver paint is pretty nice. Okay, the little details here are done nice enough. A little bit silver paint here, the print here, little ball as the end of the tail. Okay, let's look at the face. This is all translucent plastic. Okay, and the teeth are nicely painted. Let's take a look at the bottom. So yeah, it's not a super complicated design, but whatever paint is there is pretty nice. Like I said, I'm not super familiar with dog and mechanical dogs and just animal figures in general, so I really can't comment too much on this. What I will say is what is there is definitely well done enough, considering that this is not a cheap figure. Okay, all right, let's take a look at its articulation. For the ears, it can rotate. Okay, mouth can open about this much, no tongue, and that can look up this much, look down, rotation, a little bit tilt. Okay, there's another joint here, can look down only about this much, so overall looking down is kind of disappointing. Look up, and look up this much, rotate, yeah, I think only about this much, and tilt. Okay, shoulder, this can rotate, like here can rotate 360. Get the legs out of the way. Okay, and there's a hinge here and rotation here. Okay, and a hinge here and rotation here, okay, and hinge here, rotation here, and rotation at the palm. Okay, back leg, ball hinge, so can kick to the side this much. Why it has such hard time focusing? And rotation 360, okay, hinge here, hinge here, and rotation here, hinge here, rotation here, and pivot. For tails, it is only a ball hinge. It is not wired. It's a single piece. Okay, so it can hinge and rotate. The overall joint, after the after sale, is good enough. Just be careful that since this is all POK, trying to start it is going to be a bit hard, okay? Especially considering how tiny some of the joints are. It is the property of POK that you're going to spend a little bit more force when trying to start out the joint, okay? It is unavoidable. Just be careful when handling this, okay? It is definitely way more articulated than the other dog figure I have, which is Timber from G.I. Joe. Of course, this is much more expensive. All right, let's take a look at the accessories, which really isn't many. Give me a second. Okay, this is the like swappable feet, I assume. I think they're exactly the same, so I'm not sure the point of these are. And of course, their stand. Okay, and that's it. That's all the accessories. I definitely think that it is on the more expensive side, but I also got the Namu croc. Give me a second. It is also like kind of expensive, but doesn't come with anything. So again, I'm not super familiar with the value proposition of the animal figure, so I can't really judge it. But yeah, that's all he come with, okay? Let's do the size comparison with G.I. Joe's Timber. Let's shift the direction a bit. Okay, next to Namu Studios Croc. Let's change the direction a little bit. Okay, with Sexyice Manticora Smasher. Eliminator is pretty much just the same size, so I'm not gonna bother putting it out of collection. And this is Sexyice Mantis Girl. With Stone Arena, Mayfex, and UPF. With Marvel Legend, McFarlane, and SH Figuart. With Roman Key X Cow Gun Girl. I think this is ABA Arm Battle Angel and Buzz Mode Lucy. And I think this is also going to pair well with the cyberpunk figure like this, right? So yeah, this is definitely a cool little dog figure. Like I said, I'm not particularly interested, like I'm not a dog person, so there's a lot of like posing dog and stuff because I'm familiar with how like when a human moves or how cat moves, but dog, I don't really have that much experience, but I can definitely tell that this is a high quality figures. And for people who love dogs or just love mechanical design, futuristic design like this is definitely a very well made figure. So maybe it's a bit pricey, I understand. I think it's about 50-60 bucks, but yeah, definitely a recommend from me, even though like I said it's a bit pricey. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.